Yes, my name is Wim. Okay, today, well, I'll talk about. Okay, so I said I was going to talk about exotic matter, but I'll talk about that next video. Today, I'm going to talk about population 3 stars, and then I'll get to exotic matter next video. Okay, so today's video is called "What is about to say about population 3 stars?" Because I learned that population 3 stars is another thing missing for the Big Bang. Now, I already talked about monopoles, right? So monopoles is one of the things missing with the Big Bang. It's just a monopole is just a magnet with only one pole. You know, and I already talked about that, right? Yeah. So if you haven't watched it, go back and watch that anyway. But and then now I'm talking about population 3 stars. The next thing I'll be talking about that's missing is antimatter, and then I'll be talking about negative mass and some other stuff. Because I want to talk about more things. Anyway, guys, I have to do something now, so I'll be right back. Well. Alright, so I know that population 1 stars exist and population 2 stars exist, but what about population 3 stars? Well, I don't know that yet. And I didn't even put in other languages yet, so let me do that. Anyway, I go to Google Translate for that anyway. Okay. Yeah, this is what I do anyway. But I remember this. I'll show you what they're called. I'll tell you what they're called after that. Okay, I'm just going to do this. Let me copy this first. But anyway, so what's a population 3-star, you may ask? Well, yeah, it's a star missing the Big Bang Theory. I don't know very much about them. I'll have to take a look. Okay, I'll go take a look. I'll Google it right now. But I'll Google it on my phone since my tablet. Well, I don't have my tablet with me right now, so. Okay, so here it is. So population 3-star. Population 3-star is a hypothetical population extremely massive, luminous, and hot stars with virtually no metals, except possibly for intermixing injected with other nearby early population 3 supernova. The term was first introduced by Neville J. Wolfe in 1965. Okay, so that's what a population 3-star is. Okay. Now let me finish with these languages I'm doing, and I'll tell you what they're called in other languages. Since I get this done. Okay, so it's not working for me with Japanese, but here I'll just do this copy. Okay, and I'll type the word 3. Alright, let's delete the word 3. Okay, there. Because I want the word 3, not the number 3. Okay, for this. So yeah, population 3 stars. I don't know very much about, I guess I could start with Spanish and then work away on the next language that is.
Población 3 estrellas.
Okay, so it's called, so in Spanish it's called Población 3 Estrellas. And here's in French.
Population 3 étoiles.
Population 3 Étoiles. Okay, and then in French, and now in Mandarin.
人口3颗星.
Okay, it's a Recall Senxing. Okay, G. Oh yeah, why not have to put that in there, but. Okay, so if I bet a big fee, it changes that, okay. Well, I don't know why it does that. Well, not to do. Okay, let me put a / over here. Stop wrapping text. Stupid. Okay. don't need the word. I don't need the S in there. Okay. Okay, I don't need the S. Well, maybe I'll do. Let me put a forward slash in here, and I'll do that. Do that. Okay, so I got 2 of them for Mandarin. Alright, okay. Well, that's fine then. So I put this one.
人口3星级，
So we're going to change Qi for the second one, and then if I add the S,
人口3颗星，
yeah, I'll call Sheka Xing. Okay, so I guess those are 2 ways to say population 3-star in Mandarin. Okay.
السكان 3 نجوم.
Okay, it's gonna. Okay, Tenet Nashuman. Okay, that's how to say population 3-star in Arabic, I guess. I'm probably not saying it right anyway. But then again, I don't know. There isn't.
Jinko 3つ星,
Chichiko-san Tsuhoshi is how to say population 3-star in Japanese.
인구 별 3개.
Okay, Inkobyo Samke is how to say population 3-star in Korean. Okay, so that's it. Okay, now I'm done. I'll change this back to Spanish. Anyway, so you might thinking, right? So population 3 stars is another thing missing from the Big Bang theory, right? I know. So you got so I talked about monopoles. Now I'm going to talk about population 3 stars. Yeah. But you know. And I'll talk about antimatter soon too. And then also negative mass. So this one is called universals. Quick first. The stars are missing. Okay, so I'm talking about population 3 stars here, right? Yeah. I don't know very much about them, but let's go take a look about that, okay? So okay, so this one says, research by European astronomers to use the Hubble Space Telescope to find evidence that the first expected to be a circular theory has failed. This is despite of the Hubble Space Telescope's ability to large objects of distance. But these objects are supposed to be supposedly formed 500 million years after the alleged Big Bang. Astronomers classify stars into 3 populations or groups, or according to these stars' compositions or metacities. But astronomical vocabulary is a metal of chemical element. It is heavier than hydrogen or helium. The metal constant of these star populations is thought to be related to the age or the evolutionary history. The very first stars are called population 3 stars. Because the Big Bang are supposedly produced only hydrogen and helium, as well as aluminum and beryllium, then these first population stars should have contained almost no metals. Eventually, nuclear reactions in these cores of these population 3 stars would produce heavier elements, which would initially disperse into space of supernova explosions. These heavier elements would become part of the chemical constituents or later group of stars, called population 2 stars. These population 2 stars would eventually produce metallic elements and eventually form population 1 stars. So population 1 stars should have the highest metallicities, and population 2 stars and intermediate should have intermediate metallicities. And population 3 stars should have the lowest metallicities of all. In the Big Bang scenario, population 3 stars will require an order to produce metallic elements. However, an omnipotent creator doesn't need an evolutionary process or multiple generations of stars in order to populate the heavens. God is capable of creating with the word as many stars as he likes with whatever chemical compositions he desires. In the light, it is that population 1 and 2 stars have been observed, but not the population 3 stars required by the circular theory. The press release of the European Space Agency of the Space Formation Center as officially did about the difficulties secular astronomers in providing naturalistic explanation of the first stars and galaxies. We do not know or how the first stars, galaxies in the universe formed. Because these expected population 3 stars have not been observed, and these secular astronomers have concluded that the first stars and galaxies must have formed earlier, less than 500 million years after the Big Bang. Lentz, researcher of Breaking Betterwatcher of the European Space Agency, said, these results have profound astronomical consequences, as they show that galaxies must have formed much earlier than we thought. That is a possibility, perhaps. The evolutionary story, the device that explains the existence of stars, is basically wrong. Perhaps the reason these population 3 stars have not been detected is because they have never existed. And once again, the secular astronomers or astrophysicists were surprised by their observations, that they are continually being surprised that the data indication that secular models are simply wrong. Now, this globular cluster bomb. Let's talk about that too, because some of the stunning astronomical objects are globular clusters. The spherical, celestial orbits of the peak of the million stars or tiny angle of the space from Earth. For example, M13 Hercules fills eyepiece of 14 Summit of Cassian of 20 Sagittarian telescope. Omega Centauri better places southern hemisphere observers and is the largest globular of our galaxy and one of the few visible with the naked eye. Stars with a globule appear to be packed with bar actually widely spaced. Bar 180, these globular clusters orbit the center of the Milky Way at various inclinations, and globulars have been detected around other galaxies. They have been a important role in the development astronomical of the since Christian astronomer William Herschel named it in 1789. And these few astronomers come star parties, and we may know, and they may know that the star syncopates are syndicate of the observatory occurring right now, but are near century of these consensus. In 1914, Arnold Shipley noticed that there are different of these galactic disks. He named the disk stars Population 1 and the globular clusters Population 2 because they are low elements of heavier helium. Population 2 stars are slightly older than Population 1 stars. The third category, Population 3 stars, which assumes to be coupleized the very first stars after the Big Bang, made out of pure hydrogen and helium, but none have been observed. But the distinctive central signature globulars combined with a lack of dust and gas scrape into the few percent of the oldest objects in the universe, mostly composed of old red giants and regions where no new stars are forming. The disk, as contrast, was thought to be young and actively engaged in star formation, and this has been a textbook orthodoxy for the most of the 20th century. The story was unraveled 3 years ago, see Astronomy November 2003, when Hubble and other orbiting telescopes have found globulars have mixed population of stars, the exotic members of blue strugglers, and even planets. News and Nature last August reported these findings are changing our ideas completely. There were no required tear-up textbooks, no explanations of were being considered. Perhaps they are formed during galactic mergers, but each new solution breeds new problems. How these is enough material left over from these densely mixed clusters. One thing is clear: globulars can no longer be thought as a simple, homogeneous collections of ancient stars. And an article said that in the public universe, astronomers had thought they had used a simple system to tell them how stars are born. Turns out they were wrong. Moreover, it is instead can ripple effects and on theories. An astronomer said if you have problems with producing star formation in globular clusters, you have problems with the galaxy. Astronomers undoubtedly come up with these new ideas, but this is an important lesson how science is done in these days. The Big Bang theorizing. It is non-scientists are able to contact the story to fit the data. It is the data require the story to fit to a belief. Okay, and there's another one right here. So, what astronomers don't know. Let's read this. Okay, so judging the number published by the articles of subject, there's a lot going in the field of evolutionary cosmology and astronomers and cosmological physicists are trying to learn how the universe originated, but its various components evolved, including all the millions of the galaxies and stars and planets and other objects in the vast cosmos. I tried to scan 24 or more scientific journals each month, but it seems to me there is no end of speculative writings and researches on these topics. It is like Lord's mercies that are new every morning. Lamentations chapter 3 verses 22 to 23. And though hardly as beneficial as the scientist noted, rather wistfully, while energizing science as a whole, still even today the major sciences after the scanned prospect from Pentacle vacation, astronomy and cosmology are little earthly use. But these distant stars and galaxies observable through giant telescopes have been only using and feeling investigations about the origin and evolution of the universe. But this is primarily for motivation for the scientists of NASA and their space program. And as they are trying to determine how the Earth and the system evolved, even how life began, and even the colonist George Will quotes the physicist Steven Wilberg and saying that our invert is the stand-up universe. It is one of the few things that lift in this human life a little above and a little of France, and that gives it some grace of the tragedy. This is a starkly positive outlook. Obviously, it's a logical conclusion in just an evolutionary worldview, but yet it is the billions of dollars in such studies of the such power of these large numbers of brilliant scientists are devoted of the side check from useful research that we don't know the answers to. Any key questions about the universe. As far as the origin of the universe is concerned, what do you believe is at the end of the Big Bang? Actually, no one knows. The Big Bang is concept of the postulates of beginning, and beginning concepts of individual particle, space and time, which explodes and evolves over billions of years into present cosmos. Or in science writer, trying to help understand it, says, don't imagine outer space without matter in it. Imagine no space at all and no matter at all. Good luck. Well, first of all, I don't believe in luck, because luck is just superstition. Okay, I believe the Bible. Anyway, so I don't. First of all, I believe the Bible. I don't believe in good luck or bad luck. Okay, because that's superstition. Okay, I believe the Bible, and that's it. But anyway, let's keep reading. To the average person, it might seem so obvious that nothing can happen, and nothing. But in the quantum physicist, nothing is, in fact, something. The author's above article is a notion of a grand gross. It is certainly not anything that anyone knows. The so-called grand gross, grand guess, was put forward MIT, astrophysicist Alan Guth, going to the concept of infinitesimal particle, space-time which exploded into the Big Bang, at first through cosmic inflation, which possibly would solve different difficulties with the modified Big Bang theory. The latter said the singularity, which with the equations of describing the phenomenon expansion cease to apply. And such phases of dissolves into metaphysics, and these mathematical points admit of no explanation of what they are. Scientists can explain the singularities, but that means they don't know the explanation to the Big Bang. They don't know how to explain the Big Bang. Although Gauss's theory is said, and of most difficulties, most astronomers have an exit inflation. However, that doesn't help much, and not many modifications of inflation have been proposed. But 50 forms of inflation have been proposed by the studies of Hubble, of double and triple, and including double and triple and hybrid inflation. Inflation and entire hybrid inflation. Hyperseed inflation that is warm, soft, and tepid and natural. Even if astronomers can understood about inflation and extremely rapid information of the universe about the size of grapefruit, a tiny fraction of the fire of the explosive of the Bang would not answer these questions of the universe, particularly and still there. For instance, the cosmic inflation does not eliminate problem of singularity, it oscillates from today's universe. So many astronomers do not know how the universe began, and they take a quantitative of saying something evolved from the primeval nothingness. And of course, they do not know that either. Quantum theory also holds with the vacuum. Like atoms, it is the subject of quantum uncertainties. This means that it can materialize out of the vacuum, although they tend to vanish back into quickly. The phenomenon never has been observed directly. And in spite of being able to observe, Goth and others hope it happens. Of course, they do not know. Goth believes, nevertheless, that it's all the consistent of known laws of physics, and raises another question: none of the laws of physics come from. Gold pauses. How long will it able to be answers that one? Yes, that would be a very big gap in scientific knowledge. But maybe you should bypass the question of the origin of the universe and study more the technical problems such as the origin of stars and galaxies. Would that be observation of ordinary physics? Would they not? Take galaxies, for example, and most familiar, of course, the Milky Way, the galaxy which our own sun is a member. The spiral disk galaxy type very common in the cosmos, and it is supposed to begin the vast quantities of the gas of the Big Bang explosion, collapsing through gravitational attraction of the molecules in the gas. Our galaxy is a highly evolved entity. It is an elegant structure that shows both order and complexity. But in the end product, especially remarkable, light of this what believed to be the starting point, nebulous, blots and gas, how the universe made the Milky Way, so the simple beginnings is not together clear. It's not clear at all. They simply do not know how our galaxy began, and even less they couldn't be known about other galaxies. What about individual stars? Well, that's a good guess at the first stars, called Population 3, were formed only by hydrogen and helium. Later stars and heavy elements are superimposed by these first stars collapse, and these heavy elements eating of interiors. These trapeze eventually condensate and form new stars. This part goes scenario of any believe what did really happen. Did later stars through variance a common theme? There's no collapse, since it's a collapse of magnetic clouds. It's needing a pit of forces of magnetism. No one knows. As far as goes for simple stars are concerned, these stars have collapsed eventually, generated these more complex stars, and no one even know what they existed. Astronomers have never seen a pure Population 3 star, and despite the years of our Milky Way galaxy. And space do not allow discussion of various speculations of components of the universe, planets, satellites, asteroids, dark matter, etc. Ignorance of these matters is also profound, as another important astronomer has said it once observed. And so the origins is a difficult conclusion, exhibiting evidence. These conclusions are widely mentioned another, but they all to keep them compatible with the expectation of such a cosmic evolution over billions of years. It is well to remember that they did not know how cosmos evolved, or stars, or galaxies, or anything else. we who believe the Bible, it has been inspired by God or man, Jesus Christ, who is the one man who has shown his power in his creation by defeating death itself, we know. By the word of the Lord, the heavens were made, and the host of them that by the breath of his mouth. For he spake, and it was done. He commanded, and stood fast. In Psalm chapter 33, verses 6 and 9. Now the most distant. Now, how about photograph the most distant star? Okay. Okay, that's one more article about this, and then I can go to bed, and then I'll stop this, and I'll stop this video. Okay. Well, since its launch 32 years ago, the Hubble Space Telescope (HCST) has America's incredible pictures of the universe. Now, recently is the invented a phenomenon called conditional lensing. The Hubble took a remarkable picture of a star called Orion. Astronomers say it's the farthest individual star to date. Orion is unique. Hubble was able to observe the star independently because it is an element between the Earth and the galaxy, provides natural imitation of 1,000-fold or more. Astronomer Brian Welch and John Hopkins universally nicknamed star Orion, which is at least 50 times the mass of our sun, millions of times brighter. Orion appears to be even older than 2018 discovery, also said by Hubble, the enormous blue star nicknamed Icarus. Evolutionists maintain Orion emitted the light originally within the universe's first billion stars, 7% of its current age, and its light is taken 12.9 billion years to reach Earth. According to the Big Bang Theory, it was the early stars that composed by massive amounts of hydrogen and helium and trace amounts of lithium. In other words, this might be a legendary population 3 star. Welch stated, Orion existed so long ago and may not have all the same raw materials that the stars around us today. Based on evolutionary reasoning, Orion should have almost no chemical elements other than hydrogen and helium. Astronomers hope to realize the star's spectral information about its temperature, chemical composition, and luminosity on the James Webb Space Telescope. But if it has significant amounts of chemical elements, this will contradict evolutionary expectations. And because the star is also observed alongside young but mature galaxies in deep space. What about great distances of stars and galaxies? There are billions of light years away, and that should their light take billions of years to get here. While the conclusion may seem reasonable, beyond present obsession, even mainstream physicists and astronomers acknowledge that distant starlight can theoretically get here quickly. In fact, in no time at all for the nearest discussion, why no one measured the speed of light and by physics available here? Although creationists do not agree with the great ages of the deep evolutionary time, I certainly agree with the psalmist who said, "There is to declare the glory of God, and the firmament shew his handiwork." All right. So population 3 stars is just something. It's just another thing missing for the Big Bang Theory. So yeah. So population 1 and population 2 stars exist, but population 3 stars don't exist, and that's another thing missing for the Big Bang Theory. Well, I only don't know why, but look, God does not need multiples, and God does not need population 3 stars, in order to create everything, just for the Big Bang, I know. He doesn't need those. You know, God created everything in 6 literal days. You know, probably about 7,000 years ago. Okay? You know, and that's it. Now, before I talk to you about the Bible, there's something I want to talk to you about because I know now it is true that I know it is true. I live in the United States, in California, but there's something I have to tell you about some guy. Okay, I know. Well, I'm talking about Jigen Su. Okay, because I heard about him. Okay, now I learned that Jigen Su, but yeah, Jigen Su is Chinese, but he wants to be. I know he wants to. He wants to be the president of China, and he wants to free China from communism. But I'm not sure how he's going to do that. And you know, and that's why I heard about him anyway. I'm not sure he's going to do that. But but I'll let him deal with that anyway. Right now, what I'm going to be doing is keep preaching the Bible. You know, and let me tell you something. If he succeeds about that, great. Hopefully he makes. If he succeeds about that, great. Hopefully he can make soul winning legal in China, because if he wants to do that anyway, so he can soul win there in the future, you know. But anyway, I got other countries to visit too before I can do that anyway. Like Mexico and like Mexico and the Bahamas and Ecuador, Equatorial Guinea, and etc. So yeah. But yeah, don't worry. I know there's a new IB member who is Chinese anyway. We just touched in Zhong, and he knows Mandarin too. So I'm not alone. Of me soul winning of me soul winning in Mandarin anyway, and I'm American, so yeah, I don't know how to soul win. I don't know how to do soul winning, but I'll learn how soon. Probably in a few years when I become independent, and once I become independent, I'll visit Vasmedia's church, and they can show me how to soul in English and Spanish and Mandarin. Okay, that'll be soon. And we also need to get saved. So anyway, population 3 stars is something else that's missing for the Big Bang Theory. Anyway, and that's how I know the Big Bang Theory is false. Anyway, the point of evolution is to damn souls to hell. When you go to heaven is to believe on Lord Jesus Christ. Salvation is by faith alone and grace on Jesus Christ alone. And once you're saved, but He's releasing the truth, meaning that you can't lose your salvation. But He's been said salvation is easy to lose, believe in Jesus Christ for salvation. Okay, so yeah, one thing is, I mean, you can't lose your salvation just remember by each minute that salvation you do is believe in Jesus Christ for salvation. And then we talk about next video is it's called What's about to say about exotic matter. Well, I'll talk about that next video, okay? You know, I'll talk about that soon, okay? Because it's gonna go right now. But thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.